Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Lights Out League Racing Season 28, Race 10, the final quarter of the season, and we find ourselves in Losail in Qatar, and we've got a fantastic race in store for you today. Yes, we do have a full grid. Your eyes don't deceive you. You haven't had your hands cut off. We do have a full grid, and it's absolutely fantastic. It's a credit to the community. And following on from brilliant 100% race last season. There was plenty of fantastic races last season. Fantastic race last week at the 100% in Monza, where Brutus took the win with a fantastic display. And it'll be interesting to see who will be on display this week. We've got 3 drivers, as you can see, just showing up some inters there. It's not going to rain. We're in the desert. Don't be silly. But D, Callum and Luckiest will all be doing an inters qualifying, as they are super quick. And we'll not be doing a proper qualifying. We'll be doing an extra pit stop. And also not allowed to pit under a safety car. All to try and make it a lot more challenging for them. Where we saw a couple of instances this season where they just stormed ahead. Luckiest in Brazil, for example. But we want everybody to be fighting as much on the order, have a fantastic championship, and the best way for a driver to be challenging will be getting themselves high up on the order in qualifying, as we jump on Qatar to do the first flying lap of this week's qualifying in Losail, and he goes down just over 1 kilometre straight with DRS open, round to the wide right hairpin corner, where we're going to see a lot of overtakes in turn 1. A little bit loss of back end coming out of there as he go around the float left-hander, a wide entry of turn 2. As we go up to turn 4 and 5, the double 90 degrees right-hander, where it's very easy to invalidate, going too wide as he takes the second one. Looks a little bit tentative. As we come down to the left-hander, the slowest corner on the track of turn 6. You need solid traction on the exit. Coming up to turn 7, where you trail brake, manage your throttle. Don't go too slow. You're going to be under threat for a slipstream right at the apex of turn 9. As we go around turn 10, most tricky corner. Don't be too aggressive on the rotation of the car. It's important to get a good exit speed as we come up to the very challenging but fun turns 12 to 14, where you're on triple right-hander, flat out, avoid those track restrictions. It's easy to evaluate, which Qatar has done so. So we'll jump on his teammate who's just behind him as he comes around the flying round turn 15, flat out left-hander. Don't compromise the lap, which Brutus hasn't. He can try and carry on his form. He's going to get a slipstream off his teammate. Turn 16 is most important to get exit. DRS is open, and Brutus will take the first provisional pole of 21.3. 21.9 there for centre back, and Terry's low 22s. And I think Brutus will be very chuffed with his teammate there. Where you're going to be under threat. Chief of Fire on pole last week. Gets a 122.8, as we see Caps Lock, who ended up in P2 as well. Had a great week in Monza, into the 21s. Cats P5 for now, 22.5. Who else got coming over? Amity on those inters, 1 in 26 flat, so a target for Callum and Luckiest. As Keys goes P8, Josh up to P5. Has his best quali last week with a one-shot P4. Currently P5 now, so finding some good form as this end of the season unfolds. Rowley filling in for Zombie in the Haas, going P9 for now with a 23.3. A last-minute addition, so probably just getting 2 grips as his teammate goes up to P6. Lennon 22.4 now. I'll be rooting for Lennon. This guy's got to be his week to get himself onto that podium. We've got coming round next then. Oh, no. I can't see. That's Benja's invalidated. He's going on or hampered his lap. we'll keep an eye on Jackson, who's one of the favourites to go on pole. Just P7 at the moment, so 122.4. Was he slightly compromised? Or is he just messed up and not maximised? As we all see, Briddy's been missing a couple of weeks, but good to see the Frenchman back. And goes up to P12, 23.7, so still a bit of time for him. I'm sure he'll can find a bit more. Also, we'll see Luckiest who goes in the pits too. As debut here for John in the Sauber, reserving for Topher, and goes with a 126.6. So I think he's just starting out, very new to league racing. So I think his aim would just be finishing today. It'll be interesting to see how he gets on. I do have both the stream to speak to you guys and also the United game. I just want to see us win a game, please. Please. Jump on with Callum doing their lap. Oh, just filling in for Cygate this week. Just loses back end, which he would do on the Inters. He's got a car behind him, which I think's on an out lap, so it's best to... I think it might be either Catamies or Brutus, and what is said for the guys on the Inters will not get in the way, but he must know that they're on an out lap behind him. Happy birthday to Callum for yesterday. Big 2.9. As Rowley gets himself up to P10. Went out for a seniors dinner today. Got to get those offers in now. Got to eat that mushy food. He's so old. His jizz comes out like self-raising flour. He's that old. His nipples touch his knees. He's that old. The only females that follow him now is flies. As he comes around the final corner. And he's aiming to beat D. He's 126 flat. Let's keep an eye and see what he can do. He's going to slipstream to the Red Bull behind of Catamies. As we'll keep an eye. And he does with a 25.2. So blows INDs out of the water. So we'll keep an eye on Mr. Wesker ahead. Reserving for us this week and reserving for Benedict, and has some brilliant performances on his return. It'll be interesting to see how he does. How he does is he invalidates. Keep it in the white lines, man. Who's ahead? Let's have a look who's ahead. Really set a lap. Rowley's just done one. Josh is just starting. Lennon's validated. Mr. Terry Redser missed him up to P4. Snuck out the blue. This is the fastest first sector there for Brutus. Looking to extend his lead at the top. He just comes around the final corner. He's managed. Oh, he's pushing. Almost lost it. But he's managed. He's going to set a time. Is it going to be an Optimum 1? An Optimum up to P4 with a 22.1. 600s ahead of Terry's. I think he'll be quite happy with that and knows he's got a bit more time in the bank. Where's Mr. Brutus? 21.1. Extends his time by another couple of tenths. He's the one to beat so far, which I'm sure he's going to be. Benja's invalidated. He's going to have to go in the pits again, and he's struggling not to set a lap here. Invalidation for Jax again. Has he got enough fuel in his car to do another lap? As Brady up to P10. Josh invalidated. Oh, this is going to get confusing now. It's going to be the Benji Benja scenario all over again. John and Josh on the same team. It's a mouthful. As Capstock gets himself up to the front on the front row with a 21.6. Still half a second behind Brutus. The Ferrari's setting their laps now. Wesker managed to get a time of the board now. P10, 22.5 on those used tyres. He should have enough time to get into the bank. That was Wesker. I got confused. There's Josh. Sets another time. Callum is now retired, calling it a day. He doesn't think that Ahmadi's going to beat him. So I don't think we've got too far to go now. Centre-back's gone off, so he's invalid. He's not going to improve. And we'll have to go back in and out again as he lets the Williams past. Let's keep an eye on Terry's Reds and Chief of Fire. Chief of Fire's just ahead, who's just slightly up in his time, so not as comfortable with this circuit as he was with Monza last week by the looks of it. As he comes round turn 16, final corner. Crosses the line, goes up to P9, and Terry Red's up to P4, ahead of Katamis. Into the 21s. As we see Geezer up to P12. Looking to rekindle his form. Back in Barcelona. Got himself a P3 and he'll be looking to try and get himself back on. I think everyone will be diving in the pits to set another time. Do a final run out. Who's on the lap? Someone's just started one. It's Cats. So it didn't improve. I'll tell you what, he can't improve anymore on his position in the Performance League. Currently running P1, and he's blowing everybody else out of the water. 28 points difference with 49 at the top. And it's safe to say, with technically 4 races, because we've got a sprint race next week, but it's going to be difficult to catch. And it's just demonstrates some fantastic racing. The Performance League is decided on positions gained from qualifying to the race. And he's just demonstrated fantastic performance, as the name suggests. And as well finds himself on the top of constructors with Ahmadi. Both the Visa RBs just at fine form this season. And it's not all over. But, oh, as he goes wise, that's invalidation for him. So, still P10 straight in the pits for him. And I bet he'd be a bit gutted. I'm sure he would have been on a flyer. As Lennon's invalidated again, as he got fuel in his tank to do another. He's got time to get the pits and back out again. So, we'll see him go in as he's followed by John. And everyone apart from Luckiest and Katamis. We'll keep an eye on Katamis on his hot lap. Luckiest just doing his quickest lap on Inters. It'll be interesting to see how he performs. He's only had the one race with us, but of course that was that race win in Brazil, and it was quite dominant. He's very much up to the challenge of the excuse me. I just let everyone know I'm quite knackered this week. Emphasis on the knack. But I will persevere. As he's coming round. Turn 13, 14 and 12, 13, 14. Such a fun sector. Flick it round 15 where he invalidated last time. Keeps it within the white line, so... And we saw him lose his back end. He's doing a run out before everyone else, so... Unless he's got a bit more fuel in his car to do a second hot lap. Crosses line, stays P5, does improve slightly on his time, but cannot get ahead of Mr. Terry's Reds. As everyone's coming out of the pits now. That's lucky it's invalidated, so yeah, he's not going to improve anyway, unless he can do another run. So jump on Rolly. Doesn't, I think he's starting actually his hot lap, so we'll keep an eye. And the tricky thing about this circuit, it's a very quick circuit. Difficult. Drivers need to make sure they stay off the racing line, otherwise they'll be given an instant quali ban if they're impeding someone's lap, which we hate giving out. But we've got to have order, otherwise there'll be absolute carnage. We're in the desert, of course, and the weather's a bit... I don't know what it's like everyone else. I think there's a storm coming. But it's been absolutely boiling and very humid. It's making me all sweaty. Sweating like Michael J. Fox at a colouring competition. Dripping. There's Rolly. He's in the final sector. He's going to flick it round turn 15. Looked very tentative there. Interesting to see if he can improve as he comes around the final corner. He'll do his final lap. Crosses the line and stays P14, 2.3 seconds down, so definitely not improving. Let's see who we've got next. As everyone is going to be on track at the same time. Another fastest sector there from Brutus by the looks of it. I'm trying to see who's next coming round so we can... Isn't on a hot lap. You can see they're all bunched up. So we'll keep an eye on Brutus then, as he's again slightly up on his time. Oh, fuck off. Grimsby are leading. You're joking. You're joking. You're joking. Fucking Grimsby. And brilliant validation there for Brutus. Fucking Grimsby. Load of fucking battered fish wankers. As Katz goes up to P4. Brilliant lap from him, and I think he'll be absolutely chuffed for that. As we've seen everyone cross the line, John will start high as P18 as Lennon crosses the line, stays P8. His teammates just behind him. And goes up to P9, so nothing between them. Benja up to P11, had to get a time on the board. Josh has to go straight in the pits as high as he will be his P10. As Terry Reds goes up to P3. He's been trying to find some form this season, and he's found it. Jax Daniels will start P7. As Geezer goes up behind his teammate to P12. Magel will start P16. As we've got next Briddy, I think. Crosses the line and Heisey will start his P15. Capsock stays on the front row with Brutus. Still half a second behind. A centre back cannot find any extra time, so he will start on the front, the second row with Terry's. And Mr. Terry's Reds, I'm sure will be absolutely chuffed with that. Oh, he's coming thick and fast, like ambrosia custard. Amadiba looks like gave Katz a slipstream, and that's what team play is all about. Brutus takes pole and follows on from his fine form from last week with a 21-1. Capstock joins him on the front row again. Fine form. Terry's P3, centre-back P4. Katz and Chief of Fire on row 3 with Katamise and Jax behind him. Lennon and Rolly round off the top 10. Josh and Benja on row 6 with Keys and Wesker behind them. Briddy, Magel, Callum D, John, Luckiest are at the rear. And it'll be interesting to see how those three play out. If I do recall seeing Callum on Qatar previously, it's one of his most strongest circuits. And yeah, it'll be quite... oh my God. United are struggling, aren't they? Like I see perseverance, but we're struggling like a cat trying to bury a shit on a marble floor. It's just frustrating. Just frustrating. Anyway. Focus on the race, shall we? As drivers will be sorting out their setups. It is a medium to a high downforce setup because of the medium to high speed corners. You want to be going as quick as possible. Be interested to see who's got those low wings on. This track can be harsh on the tyre wear and fuel. Drivers will be just adjusting their loads. Will we see a safety car? Who knows? I'll tell you what we will see. We will see this track on the circuit for a while. First on the calendar in 2023, and it's got a 10-year contract, so well into the early 30s. It's all about money, isn't it? I've got a 60-second notice as everyone gets himself a drink while I take a sip myself, grabs a quick piss, whatever they want to do. I'll tell you who else takes a piss. Callum. He's that old. He takes a piss every 5 minutes. He's so old now, he coughs, farts, sneezes and pisses at the same time. So it looks like it's going to be a dry race, of course. We are in the desert. We've got camels running around instead of rats. And which means it's going to be dry. As I said, it's quite sandy. This circuit's known for having astroturf around the some of the corners to catch some of the sand, so it stops a slippery track. It'll be interesting to see how drivers navigate the tyre wear. I think it's a one-stopper. I think it's a one-stopper by the sounds of it, and you don't want to be doing any extra than that. As we see what everyone's going on. So Callum starting on the softs, looking to be racy off the line. Knows he has to do that extra pit stop. It's a bit of a split, actually. I think the strategy is medium to hards, and Brutus Caps Lock, Cats, Jacks, Lennon, Rowley, Benjamin, Magel, D and John and Luckiest all... Oh, Callum. He's trying to hamper himself even more. All starting on mediums, everyone else going for the alternate, starting with the hards. It is a 5.4 kilometre clockwise circuit, 16 corners, 10 to the right, 6 to the left, with the one DRS zone. I'd like them to add another one, coming either out of turn 2 or turn 10. It'll make it a bit more interesting overtaking and a bit more risque going into those quick, sharp corners. 50% chance of a safety car over VSC. And as I said, it is a potential one stop. It's going to just cost you just over 26 seconds. You don't want to be doing too many. But it all depends if a safety car comes out, of course. Brutus is leading us round with Caps Lock joining him on the front row. Terry's and centre back on row 2 with Cats and Chief of Fire just behind them. So Ferrari's looking strong. Katamise and Jack Daniel side by side. That should be an interesting start. Had a couple of incidents across the season with the Hasses side by side, P9 and P10. Josh 11 with Benja, P12. Keezer right behind his teammate with Wesker alongside him, both in the voice chat. I'm sure that'll be an interesting start to the race with Britty and Magel behind his teammate. P16, we've got Callum P17 alongside D, John P19, I think he'll just stay out of the way. And Luckiest starting from the rear, looking to emulate his pace from earlier in the season. Capslock missed his grid box, which I don't think he'll be too chuffed about. Here we go, race 10 in the desert. It's hotter than they'll make it. It's like, oh, they'll make everyone sweat like a fat kid playing dodgeball. As it's 2, 3, 4, 5. It's lights out and away we go. And it looks like Bruce has got a good launch as Terry's going to jump. Capstock with his slow start. A centre-back has got ahead of Terry's on the inside of turn 1. As it looking like there's a bit of carbon fibre in the mid-ground as Mercedes gets caught up. Catamise gets caught up with Chief of Fire and Lennon. Everyone looks like they've gone off the circuit. What happened there? It's a yellow flag though. As Keezer and Callum switching places. Callum on the inside. Big gains for Rowley and Josh, and Jack's up to P5 now. Terry's lost a couple of places. As Luckiest has managed to stay out a bit of carnage and got himself up to P15. Callum ahead of Magel now. As you see, those three just in the rear, not totally out of it. Chief of Fire had a lap 1 incident last week as well. Do we have any damages? Callum finds himself up to P12 now. John exchanging places with Magel. Brilliant overtake from the Sauber. There's Amadee up to P10 ahead of Benja. So D and Callum both making early gains on lap 1. Capslock sticking with Brutus for now. Centre back trying to, as Cats using in the DRS. Benja and Callum both in the pit. So is that damage for Benja? I think he'll be a bit gutted with that. Fucking 2-0! You 2-0? 2-0? Ah! 2-0? Fucking fish-fingered dickheads. Oh my god. Magel's in as well. Chief of Fire's in. Looks like he may have potential wing damage. We're making that early pit stop. As Lennon getting past John at turn 6. Brilliant overtake there from Lennon. Lucas is now behind Wesker and Amadee. It's a train that's behind Terry's. Terry's on the alternate strategy, so just trying to stay with the guys ahead. Katz has found himself up to P3 as we saw everyone diving into the pits. Another shot there from Sheshko. Let's hope we can get it into the fucking net. 2-0! Dickheads, man. Capstock setting the fastest lap for now, 25-1, so making gains as that's a sweet angle and gets himself into the lead of the race. Rowley getting ahead of Terry's as we see Amadee getting ahead of Wesker. At turn 1, it's where we're going to see a lot of overtaking action. Centre back sticking with Katz, but he's got his teammate behind him. And McLaren's had a decent start to the race. McLaren's chasing down the RB in the constructors. So we see a overtake here. Chief of Fire on Magel. Up to P19 for the Ferrari driver. There's its early stages. On lap 3 of 29, so a lot of laps to go. And be hoping for a safety car after doing that early pit stop. And Catamise together on track up to P14 and 15. This is Amadee behind the Sauber of Josh. Still quite bunched up as Capstock extending his fastest lap, and going to make it difficult for Brutus to make the overtake. Defends the outside. as Brutus looks to make that move. Brilliant defending from Caps Lock as Ahmadi does get himself up to P8. Callum following suit and making a move on Benja. Past the Mercedes now. And Callum up to P17. Looks like you can teach old dog new tricks. In front two, here's Callum, sets the fastest lap. And pushing hard after that early pit stop. As Benja in the pits again. He hasn't got damage again, has he? Yeah, he's changed his wing. Oh, Benja's having a right mare. As these two looking to get back-to-back podiums. Potential back-to-back win for Brutus. Still all to play for, of course. These two keeping each other honest. Katz has pretty much a train behind him. I think everyone in and out of DRS. As centre back closing in on the RB. Is he close enough to make a move on the inside of turn one? He takes a look, has to slot behind as Ahmadi getting past Terry's now up to P7. Terry both on different strategies, of course. As Wesker look to make a move on Josh. Just pushing him round this first sector. Josh defending well, keeping his P9. His races here with Wesker and Terry's at the moment. Terry's just following in the slipstream of Ahmadi and Rowley. He'll be looking to try and put a bit of gap between him and Josh behind. Just be careful not to ruin those tyres in the dirty air. Just doing well, sticking with them, not getting caught out. There'll be these fast corners where he'll be losing time a bit. But you will see the grip levels equate as these laps unfoil. And it should be an easy overtake here for Brutus, getting back to the lead of the race. As he does so, as we watch behind, his centre-back gets past Katz. Wesker just stayed with Josh and made the move where it's most, and Katz is christened with the first track limits penalty of the race. Unfortunately, there's no reward for that. Followed by Magel. Sorry, Magel. Sorry. Not for you, my friend. Given to Katz. It's him, a battle with him and centre back at the moment. As we'll jump on here with battle for P13. The Alpina Briddy with Katamies and Lennon behind. Both had that early incident on turn one. They're both just getting their heads down. Lennon will try and dispatch both of these as quick as possible. And Katamies is strong with his straight line speed as 2 for 5 gets himself a track limits. Followed by John. You see Keys are just ahead as Callum getting past through turn 11 of John. Ahmadi on the outside of turn 1. Brilliant overtake on Jax. And you don't see it on the outside too often. But brave move there from the RB as Katamies does get past the Alpine driver and he's got the Frenchman sandwiched between him and Lennon. Lennon will not want to see Katz go off into the distance. As the Haas on the inside, side by side, going round turn 4 and 5. And brilliant overtake there from Lennon. Stuck to his guns. Both left each other plenty of room. And Lennon gets himself up to P14. A little bit of loss of traction there from Briddy, but he's lost out 2 places in the space of a few corners. Terry's running P8, stuck to Rolly like glue. Got Josh behind it, Wesker behind him. And he's stuck in a train as Wesker goes wide, nearly loses back end. Well, it's going to be a massive train here, and I think there's going to be... Jax is going to be under threat as Amadi does now make his first pit stop. Is anyone going to be able to make a move to turn 1 as Jackson defend this train? 6-car battle here for P5. And it's not as easy as Keezer goes through. Trying to catch this train with Luckiest at the rear. Luckiest yet to pit out of the big 3. And he's just caught up in the train as Wesker goes wide again. Just pushing as hard as he can. Just ending up a bit wide. Be careful as he'll end up with the track limits as well. A great battle here for 5th place as we've got battles going on all over the field. Still that battle for P1 where Brutus is still leading. Centre back still ahead as Josh and Luckiest. As Josh stays ahead for now. Luckiest tried to make a move coming out of turn 10, but Josh defended well in his Sauber. With all the battling ahead, Keezer will close in, currently running P11. Lennon still behind Katamise as Rolly goes offline. And Jackson is now deciding to pit and getting off those mediums, so early call from the McLaren driver. Doesn't have damage, so yeah, early call to get on the hard tyres. I knew it was probably a matter of time before he would have got taken, so doesn't want to lose time battling. And what we do is we have a battle here as Terry's is pushing Rolly to the limits. All those medium tyres is on the inside of turn 4. Brilliant overtake from the Ferrari driver. We saw Lennon do that a couple of laps ago. And Ferrari now to P5. Is Rolly struggling on those medium tyres? Is the tyre wear very harsh? And we'll see if Terry's just pull away. I think he is pulling away. He's 8.5 tenths ahead. As Wesker now looking to pounce on the standing Haas driver. Not quite close enough yet. He's not just picking his moment. Knows that he's coming up to a DRS zone, so just biding his time. Hello, Michael. Nice of you to join us, my friend. As we see Kat's pit and getting off those mediums. Terry's still at the front of this train. I think he's got slightly better pace as Kat's. Will he come out ahead of his teammate? His teammate's just going past now, so we might see a little bit of team play. They won't want to hamper each other's race. And Katz does come out ahead. As we see Chief of Fire make a move on John round turn 15. Wow, don't see it there. Wow. As Amadi goes past, I think Katz is not holding up his teammate. Different strategies. He's on a 2-stop. You missed a brilliant first 10 laps, my friend. Brutus and Capslock having a great battle. We've got a battle here for P4, as we see John go in the pit. Battle here for P4 with Terry's leading the way of that. Both D and Callum have both pit already. They've both got to do 2-stopper. And Luckiest yet to pit. As Brutus is the first one out of the top 2 to pit as well. I'm surprised Caps Lock didn't go in, so John's left the session. He hasn't retired, so I'll see if I can re-invite him. Just re-invited you, John. Hope you can come back in. So we do see Luckiest Pit now. And Brutus has gone on to the softs. Is it a two-stopper from Brutus? Now that's interesting. Did not expect that. Did not expect that. Is he doing medium, soft, soft? Did not expect that at all. Wow. Interesting. As he gets past Katamise and Lennon. So come out in a good position. But it's a two-stopper here from Brutus. Wow. Did not expect that. And I think Catsock here will be rubbing his hands. A potential race win in the... he can feel it in the air. He's putting his finger in his mouth. He's licking his lips. And ooh, he just has to manage his tyres. And he's going in the pits as well. Is it a two-stopper? I don't know. I really don't know. I thought it was a one-stopper. And centre-back goes through. If Capstock comes out on hard, it is a potential... He's coming out on hard, so it is a potential one-stopper here. John says he's got disconnected. I'll try and re-invite you again, my friend. I've sent you another one. As Capstock is coming out, as we see Josh and Rowley both going in as well. So centre-back takes the lead of the race, with Terry's running P2, Wesker up in P3 now, Keeza's found us up in P4, so all on different strategies. Keeza has got Brutus for company, who's held up behind Keeza through this first sector. It's a difficult place there, and Brutus gets herself a track limits, which could have a say in the podium standings. As he gets better traction coming out of turn 6 and gets himself up to P4 ahead of Keeza. And he's going to be looking to pump some fierce laps in open air. Wesker's out DRS of Terry's. Both on the same strategy. Terry's, of course, has the advantage of no penalties. Action all over the track as Amadi behind Briddy. As D goes, looked like he went a bit wide there. And stuck in this train behind Katamise and Lennon. As he goes on the inside, looks like a move on the inside of Briddy. Was a bit of an opportunist move as Lennon decides to pit and try and do an undercut on Katamise. D gets himself ahead of Briddy. The Cat's just behind. This is going to be an interesting battle here currently for P7. Another track limits for Chief of Fire. Not having a great first half of the race in regards to his penalties. It's half time, it's 2-0. Jesus Christ. I hope Amarin wipes the floor with him. Jesus Christ, fuming. Wesker's caught up to Terry's within DRS now. I think these two will have a battle to the end. As we get a yellow flag, Briddy has lost it out of traction, I assume, coming out of turn 6. Has found himself out of the trainers. Jax goes through and capitalises. Callum's on the 11 lap old mediums as Amadi goes through on Katamise on the inside just before the triple right hander of turn 12. Brave move from Amadi, and Katamise on old hard tyres. Oh, what a move from Cats as well on turn 15. Woo! These RBs are on fire. I can smell the smoke. Smoking. As Caps Lock getting past Geezer. It's 4.5 seconds behind his challenger. Brilliant move as we see position change with people pitting. Callum's gone in again, and we'll now do the rest of the race on the hards. Briddy's gone as well to go on to the mediums. Looking like a one-stopper for him. Interesting call here from Brutus. I am not convinced this is probably the best strategy. He's only got a 4-second gap, 4.5 second gap to Caps Lock, and I don't think he'll extend it that much. These tyres will wear quite quickly, and he's going to get held up between with the drivers ahead of him. So he'll be competing with the likes of Terry's and Wesker as well, I think. Chief of Fire pitting again, going onto those fresh mediums. As it's all just spread out a bit for now. We hope so, although next week isn't the last race. Next week is race 11, which is sprint race. As Luckiest and Jack exchanging places. Luckiest up to P10. Amadi setting the provisional fastest lap with the 1:24.6. Luckiest, of course, has to pit again as well, so Jack's wouldn't have fought him too hard. There's Amadi around the gearbox of Kiza. Can be difficult to overtake Kiza on those old hard tyres in this middle sector. Another track limits for Katz. Just caught in the dirty air of his teammate. He's getting held up here by Kiza. And brilliant defending from the Mercedes driver. As you can see, Caps Lock is not losing time to Brutus. And as Magel goes into the pits, Brutus is caught up to Wesker ahead of him. All the front three drivers yet to pit, as well as Kiza and Katames. Brutus should have DRS and should make a move here on Wesker, as Wesker now decides to pit. So no slipstream as well for Brutus, which I think he'll be shaking his fist to. It'll be interesting to see how the race unfolds for Wesker. Kiza goes through and can't defend too much from the RB drivers as Katz goes through, as well as Amadi. So it's a bit of team play here from, as we see Katames get pit now for his first pit stop of the race. Just 3 drivers left to make their final pit stop. Callum taking the fastest lap off Amadi with 24.5. That's a valuable point. There's another track limits from Jack. Jack's struggling to keep it in the white lines. Doing well in P9 so far, but will drop him down the order. His teammate filling in for Dan Morris. As Benja going in the pits again. Hopefully will be his final pit stop of the race. Centre back leading the way. Was leading it, he's pitting now. We'll see Terry Reds follow him in and release Brutus. Terry's does. So doing the same strategy as the McLaren driver. So the Terry's in centre back. I had a funny relationship back in Spain, where centre back got himself pole and was leading the race, but didn't realise that he got a second drive through and got disqualified. It's a yellow flag. It looks like a Red Bull, and it looked like that was Brutus losing traction coming out. He's lost a wing. I don't know if that was battling, and it is it's a full safety car. It's a full safety car. Wow. And I think, who would that benefit? Terry's has just gone on pit and centre back as well. Will we see everyone pit to go on some fresh mediums? Now, what makes this interesting? Lennon and Briddy both pits. John pits. Now, Amadi, I think, has to pit again, but he's not allowed to pit under a safety car. Neither is Luckiest, who hasn't pit. Let's just double check this. So Amadi has to pit again. Luckiest has to pit again. Callum has already pit and is not allowed to pit under a safety car. So he will have to stay on hards. Now, let's see how this unfolds then. Let's see how this unfolds then. Safety car caused by Brutus. Losing traction out of turn 1. Hitting the wall. And unlike Brutus, he would have had to pit again anyway. As Capsock is pitting, getting off those hards. So I reckon he'll be going on to medium tyres again. Brutus follows him in. We'll have that wing change, so we'll be losing some extra position. Amadi will have to go through and will lead the safety car restart. Katz is pitting. Centre back goes through, so who's just pit and will carry on. Well, Jax, Josh, Rowley all pitting as Terry's and Wesker all going through. Can they get ahead of the likes of Capsock? They do. So Terry's and Wesker get an advantage from the safety car. Only just. Luckiest will be in P3, but like I said, cannot pit under the safety car. So this makes for an excited restart. Callum will be in P8 then, but will be on hards for the rest of the race. Brutus has gone on to hards. Kiza P10. I think he's capitalised on the safety car. Will be ahead of Jax Daniels. Katami's P12. And is throwing this order all slightly out of sync. So where we've had races where drivers have kind of argued the speed of the likes of the Amadi, Luckiest and Callum trio, where it kind of strategy and how the race unfolds sometimes falls in favour. It's not fallen in favour of Amadi and Luckiest this week. And throws the extra challenge as he locks up under the safety car. So centre back has the net lead of the race with Terry's a net P2, Wesker net P3. But Capsock and Katz behind, both on those fresh tyres. Callum, a mean machine on any tyre, but we'll try and capitalise on those hards. Oh, this race has got me sweating now. This race has got me sweating now. I'll be sweating like Joseph Fritzl on MTV Cribs. There's going to be excitement everywhere. As we get the final few drivers just joining the pack. I think John is caught up in the melee as one or two let him past to unlap. I think the safety car will be in next lap. I think the guys behind are probably just waiting here for Magel and Benja, who should close the distance. Oh, exciting this. Now, will we see D and Luckiest pit straight away or go as long as possible, especially Amadi with the open air, and then pit as late as possible? Oh, he has on these use hards though, which is going to be tricky to get away from centre back, who's looking for justice from Spain. The absolute bants that he that he did. Yeah, so he got disqualified from the race for not serving the. He got 2 drive-throughs basically in one go, or in short time, and he didn't realise he had 2, and they got disqualified and gave Terry Reds his first win in Lights League racing. And there's no disservice to Terry. The safety car is in as the pack has caught up. It's a late call And I think D will go as late as possible with the long, just over 1 kilometre straight. He's going to be a sitting duck on these old hard tyres. Cruises round the final corner. You have to wait for the safety car to go in, and he pits straight away, so he's not getting caught up in that melee. As centre-back is basically the safety car restart. He's trying to defend as much as possible from Luckiest, who looks on the outside, but centre-back keeps P1. Terry's and Wesker running P3 and 4 with Catslock just behind. An overtake from Briddy on Chief of Fire as Benja goes in the pits again. Oh, it looked like Magel just nearly got caught up. Got a yellow flag in Sector 1. I don't know what that's for, though. The game's a melt. The game's an absolute melt. As it looks like Lennon's got past his teammate and up to P13. A bit of team play there as Magel past Briddy up to P16. Brilliant overtake from the Williams coming out of turn 6. Catamese gets himself a track limits, and in doing so overtakes Jax Daniels. Will he have to give that position back? Has he done an overtake off track? It'll be interesting to see what happens here from Catamese. Gets the track limits penalty, so you assume he's done the overtake off the circuit. As you see Josh going wide just behind. All drivers pushing hard on this restart. Somewhere I saw one Aston Martin take a look. Is Callum taking a look on Cats? He gets himself. He's not. They're side by side going to turn 1. DRS is not active until this lap, but Callum on the inside of turn 1. Cats fighting as much as he could. But Callum now up to P6. Brilliant overtake by one of our fabulous admin members. That's Capstock making a move on the inside on Wesker. Round the 290 degrees, and brilliant overtake from the Aston Martin. Wesker trying to fight back, trying to do a switch back, but Capstock has defended and done a brilliant overtake up to P4. And we'll be looking to make moves here on Terry's. Terry's all over the back of Luckiest on those older medium tyres, which will be screaming like crazy. Centre-back has put a bit of breather space between him and P2, and Terry's will look to dispatch the Alpine as quick as possible. We'll well have DRS as we come round to the end here, as the end of lap 21. Cat's getting another track limits. No meow motherfucker this week. As Luckiest is now pitting. Those tyres are wearing, which Terry should have DRS, so he should safely. He's got a massive tray behind him. As a quick look there from Capslock. As Callum looking at the inside of Wesker. Wesker defends the corner. A little bit of a lunge there from Callum. It was a late attempt, and Wesker made the move as Briddy and Magel. Armady setting the fastest lap on those hard tyres. That's good to do on those hard tyres, to be fair. As Lucky's gone on the soft, so you expect his fastest lap from him. There's Briddy up to P15 now. Brilliant move from the Alpine driver. 2.5 seconds. Ben just sets fastest lap 23.7 on those soft tyres. Brilliant attempt from the Mercedes. 2.5 seconds now from Terry's behind centre-back, and he'll be hoping to try and close the gap. But he's got a train all the way down to Rowley, and potentially, as Rowley actually making a move on Josh at the start of turn 12. Brilliant move from the Haas driver on those quicker medium tyres. So, Terry's going to be sitting duck now. On lap 22 or 29. What's his straight line speed like? His caps are closing in. Makes the move, and it's a rudimentary one up to P2 now for Capslock. So we're hoping him and Capslock can work together, try and close the gap on P1. The train behind is As You Were, is Slowly trying to stay within that DRS train, which he does, getting back into it. So train all the way down to Chief of Fire now. Giza will be looking to make gains with that, no penalties. Don't want to commentator's curse, but he can make some absolute gains if this train persists. With Caps Lock now leading it, and is closing the gap slightly on centre back. Caps Lock got 6 laps to gain 2.5 seconds. It is potentially possible. As commentator's curse has struck again. Sorry, Kiza. Sorry, we're in Manchester, aren't we? Sorry. And Cats is having an absolute mare on penalties this week. DJ Khaled, another one. So Caps Lock has got this train behind. Terry's will have DRS. Won't be close enough to make a move. Callum does make a move on Wesker. Now up to P4. The Aston Martin driver filling in for Sygate. And they'll be eyeing up a potential podium. And where are we saying the D and the luckiest? Extra pit stop has not been great for them. Callum has planned his strategy well and got an early pit stop out of the way and has worked his way up to P4. Oh, Terry's just fell out of DRS. He's in an Aston Martin bread. It's not a sandwich, it's a Terry sandwich. I'd love to eat me a bit of Terry sandwich. And he's got he's caught. He's pulled back in. He's pulled back in. Go on, Terry's. You need that DRS to keep Callum behind you. As this train is broken up now, it's split. And Terry's will be under threat here from Aston Martin. Aston Martin looking to get decent points this week. As Callum closing in. His tyres potentially will wear in the next 4 laps or so. And Callum now up to P3 and will look to have to try and defend his Cats. Oh, Cats! And Brutus going through on Wesker. Wesker and Brutus side by side. Wesker's going a little bit off the track, but we'll have the inside of turn 2. But Brutus now up to P6. And brilliant driving from those pair again. As Callum gets himself a track limits. Lennon and Jack's battling. New members of the stewards team. As Lennon's just gone slightly off line. And Jack's looking to fight back. Oh, losing a bit of traction. Oh, what happened there? Oh, what happened there? Oh, what happened there? There's another safety car. Oh, my Christ. 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 Now, I don't... Oh, my Christ. Oh, my Christ. Oh, my Christ. Oh, my Christ. Now, what does the likes of centre-back and Terry's do? Because, sure... Oh, don't know what's going to happen. Oh, I don't know what's going to happen. Centre-back carries on then. Terry's carries on. Callum has to carry on, so Cats is pitting. Going for that fastest lap, same as Katamis. Looks like everyone else has continued with such a short distance to the finish. Josh is pitting. Penalties will play their part. So 1 or 2 looking to go for a fastest lap. But if you're in the train, in a safety car, after a safety car restart, there's no way you're going to set that fastest lap. Lennon has to pit. It didn't look good from Jax, but can be... the POVs completely say a different story, so I'm pretty sure we'll see something happen here. Getting new luckiest is pit under the safety car, which is not allowed, my friends. You're not allowed to pit under the safety car. Benja's in as well. Centre back will restart for us at the front. Caps lock P2 with his teammate behind him. Oh no, what's... Oh no. Oh no, what's happened? Caps lock, what's happened to my friend? Oh no. Well, we'll see. I'm sure if it's something absolutely stupid, then we can resend it if he sends his footage in. But if it's something he's done on purpose for not concentrating... Oh, what? No, what have you done? No. Oh my Christ, what's going on? I don't know what's going on. I've got nothing left. So I want to look to make gains here is Terry's. He's been very consistent and keeping the within the track limits. Everyone else deciding not to pit as Chief of Fire and Briddy exchanging places. 1 or 2 as Rolly's pitting now. United are losing 2-0. 40 minutes, like, come on. Surely Bruno's on. Josh has collided with Katamise. Got himself a 10-second penalty. What is going on? Come on, guys. It's a safety car. You've all driven under one before. Stop being silly. So he's centre back here, leading the way. Callum will like the safety car. Will help his tyre wear to the end. It's going to be a 2-lap sprint. I just don't think I can take it. I've got low blood sugars. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to... Oh my God. Who was that? But yeah, the big one is going to gain here is Terry's. As Josh is losing a few places. Oh, it looked like... fucking Grimsey looks minging. Smell like haddock. You can't overtake until the timing line. We've got to wait for the safety car to go in. Roy's shouting, cheering on centre back, and he's in a prime position to win this race. Safety car is in this lap. It's going to be a 2-lap sprint. Centre back will hold the pack up as late as possible. He doesn't want that. He's going to be a sitting duck for everyone in the slipstream. If Caps Lock's penalty is a potential rescind, he's going to be looked to try and battle here with centre back. Has shown brilliant pace at the first stint of this race. And Terry's will want to stick with them as centre back has gone. Looks like the Wesker tries to break the slipstream. Caps Lock is closing in. Bit of a weave there from the Red Bull of Brutus. A speed in the pit lane, tallying gesture for Josh, and he's retired. He had 2 laps to go, my friend, as Magel up to P9 ahead of Chief of Fire. The Chief of Fire back on the inside of turn 2 and gets himself back up to P9. Brilliant overtake and battling from those pair. I don't know if it's going to get naughty. I just think it's going to get feisty here as Amadi. Oh, what's that? A lunge there from Katz as he missed his braking point, and Briddy has to concede the place. Saw him coming, has lost 3 places. Was that a bit naughty there for Katz just braking too late? Considering he's got all these penalties, Lucky's gets past his teammates. Magel, what's Katz on? What's Katz on? What are these? What's Katamise doing? You know you can brake. You nearly hit bloody Magel. Crazy driving there from the Cats. As landing back up to P13. Magel, a bit of a stopper here, ends up colliding. As Magel's losing time. It's getting a bit feisty in that midfield, and those Cats are looking a bit too aggressive. It's a final lap. Centre back is ahead. The Aston Martin side by side. As Callum on the inside, Oh, they touch a little bit. Capstock on the outside and retains the position. Potential better grip on those mediums. Terry Red's still following in P4. He's got to defend. Katami's ahead of Chief of Fire. Chief of Fire losing to Ahmadi as well as he goes offline. But tries to retake the position. Oh, goes off track though. Almost swipes the inside of Lennon. It's getting very tight on this final lap. Lennon ahead of Chief of Fire now. As a wheel to wheel. Ahmadi getting it. Oh, Ahmadi's been given a penalty for gaining position, corner cutting. You very naughty boy. Lennon's just gone completely off track and just have to avoid everybody. I'm sure we're going to see one or two stewards reports, unfortunately. Part and parcel of it, but there's nothing what you expect from a two-lap sprint. As centre-back, he's only got one more corner to go. There's guys with penalties behind him. But let's see what happens when people cross the line. His centre-back takes his first win for Lights Out League Racing. Terry's up to P2, with Callum taking P3. Brutus up to P4, Wesker P5, Katami's up to P6, Rowley P7, Keezer P8. Look at... Oh, it's gone. It's gone. It was so close. Oh, that's knocking me out. Oh, my Christ. Oh, my Christ. It got feisty near the end. But centre-back has finally got his race win. And well deserved. You can punch me all you want. I'll punch you back in the face. But centre-back takes the race win. With Benja getting the fastest lap. Congratulations to him. His first fastest lap. Driver of the day goes to Callum. By the game, of course, it is decided by the drivers luckiest. Getting most overtakes. We shall see. Sounds like Capstock's penalty will get removed. So, but at the moment, we'll go through order. With centre-back taking the race win. With Terry's getting P2, it's likely that he will end up with the podium anyway. The Capstock getting promoted. Callum ending P3 in the race. Brutus P4, Wesker P5. Up from P14. Brilliant drive from him. Katami's coming home P6. Rowley P7. With Keezer P8. I think he'll be quite happy with that. Lucky's coming home P9. And Benja rounding off the top 10 and get the fastest lap with a 23.7. Capstock P11, but like I say, his penalty will probably get rescinded with Briddy behind him. Jack's 13th, 14th for Lennon. D 15th, 16th for Chief of Fire. Cat 17th, 18th for Magel. John 19th and Josh, the only retiree. I am pooped. Yeah, I'm pooped. I'm going to go and grab something to eat. Next week, join us for race 11, where we're going to have an absolute storm, a brilliant sprint race early in the season in Miami, and we've got another one in China, as we see the championships unfold and into the run-in. Might even see one or two crowned after next week. We shall see. My name's Alex. This is Lights Out League Racing. Thank you for joining us. Peace out.